Okay, so we're going to go over DPSing on a rogue. 8.1, today is the 15th of February 2019, just so that everyone can know when this video was done. First, I'm going to go over some mitigation, some interrupts, some utilization, spells that you won't be aware of if you just go online and look for rotations. So for interrupts, you have cheap shot, you have kick, and you have blind. Cheap shot will only work if you're stealthed and only if the target can be stunned. Blind and kick can be used whenever, but blind has a longer cooldown than kick. So blind can also be used as a crowd control. If you're going to be crowd controlling soon, I would not use blind as an interrupt. For crowd control, you have sap, can't work on undead, and you have blind, and that can work on undead. Both of them last the same amount, and both of them have about, or no, sap does not have a cooldown, but blind does have a 2-minute cooldown. For energy, or not energy, for damage mitigation, you have Feign, which will be an area of effect damage mitigation, and Cloak of Shadows, which will be, say, if you have polymorph or a dot applied to you, or if you just have massive amounts of magical damage coming at you, you can use Cloak of Shadows to get the dot, to get the polymorph off of you, or just to resist harmful spells for 5 seconds. Your self-heal is Crimson Vial, and that has a 30-second cooldown, but it can help out your healer if you're popping that whenever you notice that you're running really low on health. You also have evasion, which will help with your dodge chance, but if you're behind the target and the tank is doing his job, you shouldn't have to worry about that unless you are doing world quests or doing quests, then you usually won't use this. Tricks of the trade can be used to essentially make sure that the tank stays happy, that the healer stays happy, and that you get everyone off your back. That will redirect any threat that you get at whoever you decide, which is usually the tank, unless you're a dick, and then you'll pick the healer. Other than that, you don't really have much in terms of utilization, but rogues have a ton of utilization. One thing I forgot to mention is kidney shot. If you want to dump your energy points and you just really need an interrupt and you don't have vanish, this will stun your opponent as well. So in terms of talents, we're looking at 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. With the 100 talents, if you have a week where you're gonna need a lot of area of effect damage, you're gonna want to go with Hidden Blades or Crimson Tempest. Maybe Poison Bomb, you can kind of rely on more because it does more damage to a single target than you would use for Hidden Blades or Crimson Tempest, because you wouldn't be using AoE on a single target. Other than that, those are the talents. For your rotation, what you're going to want to do is you're going to open with being stealthed. You're going to open with Garrett, Rupture, or Garrett, Mutilate, Mutilate, and then Rupture. You're going to want to get that Rupture off as fast as possible, and you're going to want to open with Garrett, because if you apply Garrett and Rupture off of the stealth buff, then they're going to do more damage. Finishing moves are going to be used on either 4 or 5 combo points. And if you have Garrett and Rupture on more than 25% of their remaining time, then you're going to want to dump your combo points with Envenom. For your cooldowns, you have Vendetta and you have Vanish. If you use Vanish, you're going to want to make sure that your energy is above 50% and that your Garrett and Rupture are below 25%, because what you're going to do is once you vanish, you're going to hit Garrett and then you're going to hit Rupture again. Your Toxic Blade will also be one of your cooldowns, and you're going to want to hit that as much as possible. because it increases the nature damage that you get by 30%, which is massive. If you're a troll and you happen to be a rogue, you'll also have a racial ability. I think it berserks you. I don't know what it's called, but just look in your spell book under racial abilities, and you should find it. But it increases your haste for a specific amount of time. I don't know the exact details, but I know that it's good for rogues because our primary stat is agility, and then after that, haste is the most important. If you're getting gear, you're going to want to make sure that it is haste and crit. You could go mastery, but your best bet is haste and crit. That's going to be your best in slot stuff. In terms of trinkets, just go with whatever, the highest item level is and what you think will help. I like items that you don't have to use so that you can worry about your rotation and staying out of whatever the hell you need to stay out of. But, if the item that you have needs to be used, just apply it to your toolbar. Right now I have one that increases my auto attacks. But I think that is everything that you need to know. Alright, hope this helps. Bye.